Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Preston. It's now going to be really tough to follow Preston Love because he stole half of my speech. But I want to thank, obviously, Councilman Gray, President of the City Council, being here tonight, being a great supporter, a great friend. Looking forward to working with you. I know our friend, Councilman Pete Preston, had to leave, but he was here as well as Commissioner Rogers was here. He had to leave. Diane Badiata, our county assessor, is here. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. My name is Heath Mello. I am running to be Omaha's next mayor because I believe we can be a better city right now. And we have to start tonight. We have to start tonight to build the Omaha of the future and the North Omaha of the future.
That's right.
And I'll tell you, being the first in my family to be able to go to college after high school, my parents, as they ushered me out of the home, politely pushed me down to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, left me with two things. They said, dream big no matter what you do with your life, and never stop believing that tomorrow can be better than today. And it's that kind of idealism, shaped with our values, our shared values, not just South Omaha values, but North Omaha shares the same values we do.
Yes, we do.
Hard work, taking responsibility, and living by the golden rule every day. Treating people the way you want to be treated. It's taking those values and taking that idealism to try to shape our collective future together as a city. And I can tell you, as Preston said, I just finished my 8th and final year in the Nebraska legislature. And I was humbled. I was humbled to serve as the first chairman of the Appropriations Committee in 64 years representing Omaha. The first Democratic state senator in 62 years to serve in that position. And I can tell you, taking those values, taking that idealism, and never forgetting where I came from. The family that I came from, my father was a factory worker, my mother was a janitor, my dad worked up at Sperry Vickers, my mother was a janitor, and then worked at Metropolitan Community College just down the street here. And the sense of this, of never forgetting kind of the family I came from, and never forgetting trying to help everyday working people across this city and across the state to make their lives just a little bit easier. And when I said I was going to run for mayor back in August, I said there was two reasons why I announced and what was really driving me to want to serve the good people of this city, the good people of North Omaha and South Omaha alike. That was one, that our city, I fundamentally felt, needed to have a big vision for the future. That we have, is what Preston so eloquently said, we had fallen from the mayor's office of taking more of a coasting mentality, a caretaking mentality, and forgot to dream again and forgot to think about what we could do bigger, better into the future.
Yes, sir.
The other thing was something that was just much more personal. I've got two beautiful babies at home, a 3-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old son. And every single day, I think about what we're going to leave them when they turn 18 and hopefully graduate high school and choose to do whatever it is that they want to do with their life, whether it's go start a career, go to college, or go start their own business. And I tell you, that personal motivation every single day, it's not just about my children, though. Preston said it earlier, it's about all our children. Right. What are we going to leave the next generation as a city? Public infrastructure-wise, education-wise, the jobs of tomorrow in regards to allowing them to chase their God-given hopes and dreams and using that potential to do whatever it is they want to do. That's what motivates me every single day on this campaign, is what we're going to build together as a city. And I can tell you, I've spent, obviously, time across this city over the last 6 months. We were just knocking doors the other day, just down the street here, 26th and Work. And I can tell you the motivation in regards that I got from talking to people knocking on their door was that people shared the same passion and same vision that I do of wanting to see a North Omaha that continues to move forward the way it has been. They want to see more jobs, the jobs of tomorrow, and the education and training that connects them to those opportunities. They want to see a mayor and a city hall that fully embraces the opportunities we know we need to embrace when it comes to ensuring our ex-offenders have better opportunities when they come and reintegrate back into our neighborhoods. That they want to see a city hall and a mayor working together. We've been lucky, we've got a city councilman who's the president of the city council, who's been leading the city council, trying to tackle some of these issues. And what they've said is that we want a mayor who shares those same visions and those same values moving forward. And it's not just jobs, though. It wasn't just more economic opportunities. They said, look, we want a city that tries to truly change the way we get around Omaha. That we want a transportation system that's more than just buses. To some extent, not the best of buses. That we feel to some extent we live in a city that's segregated in more ways than one. And that is something that we can change together. We can change our transportation system. We can change our education system. We can change the job opportunities that we know our city needs, not just here on the north side, but on the south side, the east side, and all across Omaha. But to do that, we're going to need a new kind of leadership. We're going to need a leadership style that builds relationships and partnerships with the city council, that shares that same drive and that same passion to want to look out for people, to look out for neighborhoods, to try to make every neighborhood in this city, regardless of zip code, as safe as possible. And I'll leave you with this. I could be, with your help, the first middle-class mayor this city elects in a generation. All right. And I live down in South Omaha, a house that's a valuation of $148,000. You can check it up online. Check my money. Wait for that one. My wife and I work for a living every single day. We take our two babies to daycare every single day, trying to find ways to pay for that daycare for them. Paying off a 2012 Ford Escape. I'm still paying off student loans. Yeah. Being able to be the first to go to college, I had to pay for school on my own, and I'm still paying off student loans 15 years later. Mm-hmm. I mow my own yard. I shovel my own sidewalk and my own driveway. We grill our own food on the weekends, just like most of you do. We live the life that most people in this city do every single day, addressing the same issues that you deal with, from paying property taxes to caring about what schools your children are going to go to. And in this particular case, caring about a city hall and a mayor who understands those issues, who understands when your streets don't get plowed, when your streets don't get filled, when the police are not as responsive in your neighborhood as they are in other neighborhoods. That matters. That matters to you, that matters to your family, that matters to your businesses, and that matters to our community. Of having a leader in the mayor's office who understands that and doesn't just sympathize, but truly lives with it every single day. That's an opportunity that each and every one of us tonight get the ability to try to change moving forward. That we collectively get to bring people together in the north side of our city to help build the North Omaha of the future. That we get to bring people across Omaha, from South Omaha to Elkhorn and Miller, to help us build the Omaha of the future. And as Brad and Preston said, we're going to need you to do this with us every step of the way. That if we want the jobs of tomorrow, we want the future of tomorrow, we have to go get it. We have to go grasp it, we've got to go work for it. And that means getting people engaged in this election. That means getting people to talk about this election. That means getting people out to vote in this election. So as Brad and Preston both just said, there's plenty of opportunities for everyone in this room tonight to find a way to contribute in any way you want to. Whether it's knocking on doors with me and Councilman Gray, whether it's making phone calls, whether it's putting up yard signs, whether it's going to church and telling your family, your friends, your neighbors, I met this guy. I like him. I like what he's got to say. I think that he can bring about the change that we want to see in the mayor's office. Everything that you want to see can happen, but you've got to go help make it happen. It's not just me, it's not just Councilman Gray. It's not two people that changes the face of the city. It's people who inspire other people to go out and make the change with them. And that's what we need you to go do. We need you to go out and knock on doors, make phone calls, engage people across this city to build the Omaha of the future. To build an Omaha that's more welcoming, more connected, more inclusive, and more innovative. Because if we do that, one, we can solve an awful lot of problems together, and we can build an awful lot of bright futures, not just for my kids, but for all of your kids as well. Thank you again so much for coming out tonight.